Welcome everyone to another RFC Reviews. I'm your host Diecast, and today we have Badcube Sunsurge, Badcube Robots Old Timer Series 08 Justice Force, ages 15 plus, Sunsurge OTS-08 Warrior, and on the back you have a couple drawings or artwork and some tech specs: strength, intelligence, speed, endurance, rank, courage, firepower, skill, and some other stuff. Product may vary. Yeah, that's it. Very simple box, not too much on any of the sides. Get a nice artwork of the face right there. But that's pretty much it. Very plain box. In the box, you have your instructions, of course, which this guy has a good amount of steps. If you have any of the other Masterpiece Lamborghinis that are official, the transformation is nothing like those. There's also some artworks in here, concept art, some nice stuff going on here. So, that's the book. As with some of the other ones, you get two, not one, but two product cards. And we'll just flip them around to the back. If you want to read them, you can. Get real close. Same text specs as on the back. And then this is more of your Masterpiece style card. And also in the box, he comes with the chrome out of the packaging. He has a screwdriver, and he has the plain silver, another face, which is a smiley face. You can see that there. I'm not even going to bother taking it out of the package. Some extra screws, and the vents, and again the little screwdriver. So that's what you get. Not taken out of the package. Not going to redo it. The reason is the chrome on this is really nice. And I mean, if anywhere there should be chrome, it would be on the wheels. The spoilers chrome, which I do like, and then those vents. So again, very nice looking car. There's a little bit of a gap there, but that just might be, yeah, see that closed up. That was just my transformation error back to vehicle. Bottom of the vehicle, you can see there's really not much to see. There's a lot of panels. There is the fake windshield that you can see on the bottom, but you can't really tell it's a robot from this side. So this guy is not without his issues. I really like it. It is a more orangish yellow than, let's do a comparison right now. This is the first time I took it out of the box with Tiger Track, and just to get an idea how they stack up together. They look, he's definitely a lot more orange when you put Tiger Track in there. But the color is a lot more consistent with Badcube than with Tiger Track. And honestly, the panels line up better too. I did not transform this. Like I said, this just came out of the box. And I almost, if I didn't know this was an official, I would have thought it was a KO with all how the panels line up and everything. So there is that. Just for a comparison before we get into transformation. And then the one thing that I did forget that he comes with is Chip. And the instructions show how to put him together, but he comes put together in the box, so don't be surprised about that. And he's not that great. he is a, I'm not even sure, yeah, his head moves a little bit. He's got a little bit of head movement, but just to get in real close there on the face sculpt, it doesn't really look like Chip Chase to me, but, you know, the legs do tend to want to pop off on mine, but, and then the wheelchair is just painted. The paint on the wheelchair is not that great, but it is just a little tiny accessory that, you know, I guess it's nice to have, you know, not really the best thing in the world, but it's there. And he slides out a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into transformation. And I do want to just say that this is on loan to me for the review, and I want to thank the person who did that. It's really awesome to be able to, you know, loan me his personal transformer that way I could check it out. So let's go ahead and get this guy into transformation. The first thing you want to do is we're going to pop open the hood just like that. Bring the camera down just a tad. So pop open the hood. Then you just want to work these doors free. There's a little tab kind of right there that the doors will pop out of. And there are a lot of tabs on this guy. So, and some of them, like these guys up front, they're not exactly square. Some of them are that, you know, triangular shaped or notch shaped. So definitely something you just gotta be careful of. Bring this up, come back here, same thing. This is a triangular shaped, so you have to kind of lift the one spoiler off. That way they'll split. And we come down to these back panels, and these are very tight. Same thing on these. You just got to get in there and pull those out to the side. And a lot of this is just getting all this preliminary stuff untabbed. And then this flips up around. Kind of gotta just get it by the spoilers here. Just rotate them around as much as you can. And there you go. That lifts this whole assembly up. Now that you have that whole assembly up, we can kind of pull the actual windshield out of the way, and then this whole section will rise up. And now that we have that done, we can go ahead and move down to the legs. So what we're going to do is, and on the back here there's some things tabbed on too. Raise these two little pieces up. Now we're going to split the legs, and he will start to fall apart. We're just going to move his head out of the way, which was between his legs, and then come down to the feet, and these will pull down, and now this is one piece that's a little tight. You'll see these panels on the side of the legs will slide in, and then once they slide in, you can clip this together. Now you have to apply a little bit of force, and you can see I'm starting to chip the black paint right there, and they just snap in. So That is one of the scary parts of the transformation, especially the first time you do it. And now that you got them snapped in, you bring these panels on the back legs down, close them up. And you want to rotate the foot around. What I like to do is extend that foot all the way down, because there's a panel right in here that you gotta flip out, and that's gonna act as his heel. So a lot of little tiny panels on this guy. Flip that out, rotate that around, and you can bring this down and you'll see how everything just kind of sits in line right there. So his foot's flat, and then you can close up. Before you close that up, one more step is take this door panel, and it should be extended out. You gotta rotate it forward a little bit just so you can have enough clearance to close the window, fold the window back underneath the door, and then rotate this backwards and then push that in. You'll see a little notch there, right there, that this will tab into. That completes the side of his leg. Now you can close up that foot like we were talking about. And there is one leg completed. Same thing on this side. Rotate that forward so that window will fold behind the door. Rotate that down, collapse that in. Make sure the foot is all the way down. Basically, it'll be sitting in like that. And close up the hood. So that gives you his feet done. And what we're going to do, we're going to rotate the waist around. That just gets everything in position. You can come up here, pull the arms out, just extend them down, and then extend this top of his arm out. And then same thing on this side. Just going to flip this around, bring the arm out, extend this so it's on top of the arm. Now you're going to rotate these panels in, and then you're going to bring these up, and that's going to form his side. And once you do that, the wheels are going to rotate down and in. Now there is one problem with mine. It was like this from the factory. That is supposed to be on a ratchet, the wheel and the arm. Gives you a little ratchet, and mine is actually stressed right there. So the ratchet, let me see if I can get close enough on that. The ratchet will not work. It's not a big deal. It doesn't affect the figure, but it is something just to note. Honestly, I think it was like that out of the box, but I don't know if I did that during its first transformation, or it definitely was like that out of the box. So just something to be mindful of. And we're going to bring these panels up front all the way around, all the way up. And they kind of sit as the top part underneath his head. And then these panels will just clip in just like that. And we'll leave that down just for now. We'll come around to the backpack, and you want to rotate this around. Same thing. There we go. Bring that up around so the paint's on the inside. That way it folds up real nice. we're going to bring this down to there. And that's all going to tab in that chrome piece, which mine doesn't really want to tab in. And that might be just because it is the chrome piece. So then we'll fold these pieces to the side and bring these pieces down on the side. And what they're going to do when we get this thing a little bit further transformed, they're going to slot onto those tabs right there. So, and the next important thing to do on this figure is we're going to rotate in. Probably should have left a little bit of room on this. Rotate in the spoilers, and they will swing all the way down and around, and they are also on a double hinge. Spin these just like so, and that way they sit down just like that. Now that they're out of the way, you can bring his waist together just like that, and then when you bring this backpack down, this little front cowl section of the vehicle will flip inside and in right there. So once you have that tabbed in, now it's just a matter of bringing up his chest piece and folding this down onto the arms. There's 2 pegs right there, 2 pegs right there, and you can see 2 pegs, 2 peg holes, 2 pegs, and that will all, hopefully, if we did this right, tab in together. And then come to these tabs on the side that I was telling you about. They'll tab onto the side. There are a lot of tabs on this guy. And now you can just straighten them out. And the only thing left we have to do are the hands. And they are your typical masterpiece hands that you've come to know. All fingers are connected. No individually posable thumb. It's just one solid piece. And let's come in on the face sculpt. Again, really nice face sculpt. His head does sit a little far back, but it's not horrible. Again, this arm does work on the ratchet, and this one does not. But again, it doesn't ruin the figure. He still holds a pose perfectly, and he's really nice. Let's go ahead and get into articulation real quick. There's a look at him from behind. I really like how these sit just above his head, and the chrome just looks absolutely perfect and just gives that extra pop to this yellow paint. Now the yellow paint on here is a tad bit different, but I really think they did a nice job with the yellow throughout this figure. And I really like how the legs clean up. This is a little, the foot being the whole front of the car, to me is a little strange, but it's not horrible. It's definitely not horrible. And as far as articulation, you do have this one piece right there. Force arm articulation, this is on a ball joint, so you get full 360. You can go all the way out in a good amount. double jointed elbow with a ratchet at the top part, and the bottom is just friction. You get a swivel at the hand. Again, the fingers are on a solid peg. And his gun, which is right here, which can also plug into the top of the car. I forgot to do that. It just ratchets open and it'll tab into the hand. Just like so. Come on. And it is a little loose, but once you close the hand up, he holds it perfectly. He does have a swivel at the waist. He could go almost all, he can go all the way around. And then universal on the legs. These hip skirts do come up to give him a full, or almost 90 degrees at the front. Double jointed knees. Which gives you a lot more options for posing him, although it kind of looks weird if you double joint them too much. And then the feet are on a ratchet up and down. And then they do have a little bit of, not too much side to side actually. If you pull these out, that is on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit more, but if you have it fully sitting down like that, the ball joint doesn't really want to move just because all these panels are kind of connected and laying on top of each other. But again, you can just pop it up just a tad to get a little extra spread on the feet if you want. Again, stands really nice, especially when you have his feet all the way down. And just for a size comparison, the only thing I forgot is the head. It's on a swivel up and down, and it can do a full 360. And the back of the head is flat, if that's something that bothers you. Doesn't bother me, but just to let you know, it is there. And that is the one screw. If you did want to change the face, he is just a regular face. But I kind of like that on him. And this Sunstreaker is the Diaclone figure that started it all. I think Sunstreaker was the first Diaclone figure. So that's why he looks a little different than the other ones. Let's go ahead and get a size comparison in here. And there he is with Sideswipe, or Lambor, or whatever you want to call them. And they stack up really nice together. Sideswipe is a hair taller. But if you want to correct that, you could easily put his legs up just a little bit, and they will slide in even more. So if you don't like these feet sticking out so far, you can slide them in just like that. And now Sunstreaker can be just a hair taller. So lots of options with this guy. Really like his gun. These two pieces right here can come off if you want. The way this gun is, we're going to take this hand. These panels are a little hard to get undone. But if you get the gun in there, or maybe this missile, there you go. You can get in one of those holes and just pop that open. We'll flip his hand in, and you see there's a slot on the edge of his hand. And what you can do is you can take that extra chrome piece and plug that on and that gives him the missile on the end of his hand, or the gun, or whatever you want to call it. And then on the back here, when you unplug that, you have this, which you can plug into his back. That way he can hold his gun. And it's tight getting in there. Definitely really tight getting in there. And then you can take this off. And this will also peg onto the back, which you can do right there. And that gives you some weapon storage, or weapon storage options if you need it. We'll just pop that hand back around so he can hold all his weapons. And as far as Chase goes, he can sit on top of him right there if you want. Yay. Yay. So, really nice figure. I'm really happy with this. I don't know if Takara ever would have gave us an official Masterpiece Sunstreaker. So this is definitely a nice piece to fill that hole in your collection. And again, we'll just do a real nice up close shot of it. Looks so nice. Especially with the weapons on the back, it kind of hides all the extra panels going on. And then just to give you a comparison with Lambor, what they look like on the back. And there you have Badcube OTS-08 Sunsurge. Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure you subscribe to me at RFC Reviews. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. And we'll see you next time.